Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Monster Strike, let's do another list video. And then this will be kind of like an analysis of a list put together by one of my favorite YouTuber duos, Game with Nau Piro and Shiro. And yeah, they picked 10 monsters with some honorable mentions. And I'll just kind of do an analysis. It's difficult to put together a list of top 10 monsters because in the old days, you had characters like Pandora or Lucifer, which just dominated the majority of quests. But now, the high-level quests, they need such specific type of characters that there's no one character that can dominate everywhere. But anyway, let's go ahead with the list. And then first was, we'll do this one here. This is Alice, and I'm picking this one because this is, I think, the best artwork of Alice. She's not great for a lot of high-level quests, but for like medium to easy quests and also metal farming, she's really, really great. I still don't have her. She's kind of my white whale, and I don't think I got her until very late in the global version as well. Yeah, so always, she's in the back of my mind. One day, still, I hope I get her. Okay, number 9 is Arthur. We'll look at the movie version. This has cooler artwork. But kind of similar to Alice, not great for a lot of high-level quests, but for medium to easy, she's really good. She's good at farming the normal quests. You can use her as a metal farmer. You can use her in the temple to get able berries for your guys. She's just really solid. People are kind of wondering, like, giving her a triple null if she would be too broken. But she's still kind of fairly balanced, which is, good on the designers of the game. But yeah, still one of the most used characters, I would say. Also non-limited, which is really great for many people. I think many people have Arthur more than they do Alice. Okay, number 8 is Asumi Ascension. And I think this is actually kind of low. She has been good for so many quests this year alone that I think she deserves to be higher on this list. But being a Pierce with a no gravity barrier or no block means that she has a lot of versatility, and especially Pierce no block characters, they're my favorite right now. And she's among one of my top characters used from my friend list. I still don't have one of my own, but I would like her. And then the Cross Stinger bump combo is surprisingly powerful, even though she's just a balance type. And if you use a team of her, it's a super strong bump combo. It's pretty comparable to like Alice or Rickle or whatever, so yeah, she's really strong. Okay, next up is Moses Ascension. He is, of course, best in fire quests, but he is so good in those fire quests that he does deserve a spot on this list. But, kind of a spoiler alert, I was a little surprised that this guy made the list and then other people like Himiko or Nightingale did not. But yeah, very strong bump combo. Although the split bullet is a little bit difficult to use. It goes towards the nearest enemy, splits in 2, pierces, and then if it hits more guys, it splits again. But there's a lot of potential for damage there. I still don't have this guy either, but I would like him. Okay, number 6 is maybe the most controversial pick, and that's Beethoven Transcendent. He's good, he's got the bounce double null, and then maybe he has the longest staying power of any of those X-Flag Park Transcendent forms, maybe even more than Kiskill Leela. But I don't think he deserves to be in the top 10. There have been a lot of quests lately where you want the no gravity barrier, no block, but I would always pick Komachi instead of Beethoven. I think the reason why Shido in particular put Beethoven on this list, there are 2 reasons. One is his Grand Command Strike Shot, but I actually find his Grand Command Strike Shot a little difficult to use because I don't have a lot of characters that have passive no gravity barrier and no block. If the characters do not have those abilities passive, they won't activate during the Grand Command Strike Shot. So in many cases, Beethoven is going to be the only one moving throughout the whole screen during that strike shot. So that's a pretty big strike against him, I think. Another reason why I think Shido put him on the list is because he has a max luck Beethoven. Of course, any Hatcher monster you have the max luck of, you're going to be using a lot, I think. But I would actually take him off the list. Okay, next up was Benzaiten Ascension. I totally agree with this one. And she's gonna have a lot of staying power, even well beyond this video, I would say. She's a bounce with the null block only, but she has an 8-turn null everything strike shot. And that's kind of the key to her. And then the strike shot coming out every other round, that's also immunity to magic circles. So she has kind of like a ×6 null ability. But she also has the dual Slayer, Dark Slayer and Counter Slayer. So she'll be amazing in Dark Quests, but you can certainly bring her to any element because of the Counter Slayer. And then bump combo is fairly strong as well, especially since those 2 Slayers can go into there. I'm very glad I have her, and yeah, I think she'll have pretty long lifespan. Okay, next up was Gabrielle, the Ascension version of the Transcendent form. This is the number 4 character in the game, according to Nau Piro and Shiro. And she's pretty darn strong. Pierce, very good stats, and then a 6x ability set. So what is that? Minesweeper M, Null Wind, Water Resistance, Null Warp, Strike Shot Reducer, and Dash. She's very, very broken. I'm really glad that they went with the dual form of Gabrielle, because I was always a fan of the Ascension form. I think for most of Gabrielle's life as a very popular character, the Evolution form was more popular because of the null everything strike shot and the chain lightning. But I always really liked the Ascension. And then to see the Ascension kind of be more recognized now is gratifying. Bump combo is pretty good. You can use this in just like everyday situations. And then Strike Shot does a lot of damage. And she's good for both high-level quests and easy quests, so a lot of versatility with her. Okay, number 3 is kind of a weird one because they did 2 and 1, but I'll just do the 1. That's Lucifer and then Mana together. So let's look at this one. So yeah, the role of Mana and Lucifer is to be the turret. They're kind of like the ultimate turrets in the game. But they are bounced with the single null, and then you just park them, and then you get their bump combo out, and you know, get through stages pretty quickly. They're mostly good, again, for like medium to low level quests, but they can really speed up your farming, and easy to use, I would say. Looking at them like in total, I would say that Lucifer is better. Because she's a Transcendent form, so she can get more Able Berries. And then I like her Strike Shot better. I feel like the multiplier on Mana's Grand Command Strike Shot is not as great as Lucifer's. And then Lucifer also has the advantage of 2 tiers of her Strike Shot, so you can get it out more quickly than you can Mana's. But, you know, Mana still has her Transcendent form to come, so yeah. Okay, number 2 is Setsuna. And this guy is crazy. He is a quote-unquote free monster. Anybody can get him, but still one of the best characters in the game, even a year after his release. But yeah, Pierce, double null, light element, so super versatile. Oh, triple null, actually. He has the null wind. I always forget about that. Solid stats. Kind of a broken strike shot, broken bump combo. Yeah, he is great. He is the reason to go through the Kinky, and I'm very lucky to have 2 of him now. But yeah, the only drop monster on this top 10 list, and then in number 2, he's pretty great. Okay, and then the number 1 character is Solomon Ascension, and I'm really happy that Nau Piro and Shiro chose her. Because I completely agree with this choice. But she's more complex than a lot of the New Year's characters we've had released lately. Like Mana and Lucifer, they're both New Year's characters, but they're pretty easy to use. Solomon, again, is more complex, but she is a Pierce with a, I guess, quadruple null. Minesweeper M, null wind, null block, null magic circle. So she's very versatile. And then she also fits the current meta, but that's kind of the way things go in Monster Strike. The designers of the game, they will build a lot of stages so that the New Year's character is powerful in them. But yeah, with the quadruple null, I think she has a lot of future potential as well. Her bump combos are what really make her. It's the bomb throw and then the lock-on piercing weak point shot. And that is also very current as far as the meta. One of those bump combos is very easy to use, the lock-on weak point pierce wave. The bomb throw takes some thought, so you kind of have to build around her. Pierce characters with maybe null block in particular are really good partners with her. But yeah, those bump combos do a lot of damage, especially because she is a blast type. The strike shot is also really good, but I think it's maybe the most underrated part of her. It's a speed and power up, and then she gives a gigantic barrier to the first teammate that she hits. That barrier is insane because it blocks a ton of damage, and then it has a really good, really large radius, so it can protect, 2-3 characters easily. If you remember the old Ayanami Ray, it's about that size, but you can put it on your teammates, so very, very cool. The thing that I dislike about this character is that her artwork is so bad. It looks like, very old, like a 3-digit number, but the actual character herself is very small, and then you can't see most of her face because of the instrument in the way, and her ball art is terrible. It makes me sad that she is so good, but her artwork is so poor. But yeah, anyway, that's Solomon Ascension. I use her a ton, she's great, really love her. Okay, so that is the top 10 list. But Shiro and then Nau Piro, they had their kind of individual honorable mentions. So we'll talk about Shiro's honorable mentions first. And the first one is Adobuda. And then this is the other only drop monster on this entire list, including honorable mentions. But this guy's pretty great for a drop monster. And the way that I, organize my box, all of my Hatcher monsters, I'll give them the star mark, and then all of the drop monsters that I want to have become Max Lux, I give them the sun mark. But Adobuda and then also Setsuna, I give them both, because they can be good as Max Lux, but they can also be so good as to replace a position of a Hatcher monster. That's how good I think they are. But this guy is a bounce with a Minesweeper M and no gravity barrier, no gauge, which is pretty amazing. And then speed is slow at 300, but he is a balance type, so he won't lose a lot of speed as he bounces off of enemies. So he doesn't feel slow, if that makes sense. Strike shot is pretty good. It's a every time he hits an enemy, he will shoot out a chain lightning, like Gabrielle. It's not as strong as Gabrielle's, but the fact that he can get out multiple of the chain lightnings means the damage potential is pretty high. And then depending on how you want to use the strike shot, it can kind of function differently. You can do, just many hits on the same target like the boss and then get concentrated damage, or you can do a crazy angle where Adobuda hits everybody and spreads the damage around like a meteor strike shot. So he's very good. I think you definitely want to use him with a character with a speed up bump combo. And then Strike Shot, he has the green piece, which is so-so, but he's the first character to get the Chip Saw bump combo, which is one of the stronger in the game right now, and definitely kind of broken on a drop monster. I did talk about this in the Tutankhamun video, so you can maybe watch that to get a better look at the Chip Saw, but yeah, pretty excellent bump combo. The one thing about Adobuda, though, is that you can't really use him with copy bump combo teammates, because the copy will only copy the green peas, because it's the main bump combo. But yeah, this guy's great. He's definitely worth getting the 10 luck of, even. But if you get the max luck of him, then he'll be pretty overpowered. Okay, the next pick from Shiro is Takemi Kazuchi Transcendent. And I like this pick, even though I haven't used him very much, but I want to use him. Just yesterday I gave him the Strike Haste and the Kin Strength, so I can get prepared to use him. But he's unique. He's a bounce, null damage while null block, power type. Power types are not very popular in this game, but there's one reason to use him, and that is his Strike Shot. It's a pierce and does super duper damage, especially in the weak point, because he has the weak point Slayer M. And that strike shot charges up very quickly. So you can get that strike shot up quickly and then basically take down a boss. You can just clear a stage just outright, maybe even skip gauges, because the strike shot is so strong. But yeah, his uniqueness comes from his reliance on his strike shot. Most characters these days, they rely on their bump combos, but not Takemi Kazuchi. He could be a fun character, and then he can be good for everything from high-level quests to low-level quests, depending on how you use him. Okay, and then the last pick from honorable mentions is Gabrielle Evolution. And yeah, the Ascension, you know, it gets a lot of attention, and then the Evolution is kind of forgotten in that. But Shiro is very passionate about this choice, and I agree with him. She's really good. But she's still very similar to the pre-Transcendent form. So balance null damage wall with the double Slayer, Light Slayer, and Dark Slayer, but with the addition of null warp, which I love. That really opens up the kind of the number of quests that she can go to. She still has the becomes a pierce null everything strike shot, which is versatile and strong. And then she has the super chain lightning, and this is kind of comparable to Setsuna's Holden. Similar range, and then depending on like the type of enemies on screen and like their setup, this can actually do more damage than the Holden. The Holden does more damage as it goes, while the super chain lightning will do less damage as it goes. So the big damage is up front. But yeah, strong character. I only have the one Gabrielle in the Ascension form, so I would like another one of her to get the Evolution. Okay, so that does it for Shiro's honorable mentions. Next, let's look at Nau Piro's. And the first one is Beethoven Transcendent. I don't think he belongs on the top 10, or maybe not even the top 20, but I can understand how he's powerful. He is a power type bounce with a super null gravity barrier. So even though his speed is slow, the ability to get speed up from hitting the gravity barrier really helps this character. Bump combo is pretty strong, and then strike shot is super duper strong. So you can kind of use him similarly to Takemi Kazuchi. So yeah, just kind of based on your playstyle, or maybe like the gimmicks that you need for a quest, you could use either him or Takemi Kazuchi. Okay, next up is Asumi Ascension. And I don't have her, but I have used her a few times as a friend, and she is very powerful. There's just not a lot of places where you need her. But she's the bounce with the super null gravity barrier null warp. So very versatile, and then she can get the nice speed up. Bump combo is pretty good too. She is a blast type. It's the bound bomb, which is fun to watch and is also pretty powerful at short range. And strike shot is also really good. She becomes a pierce and then does like a meteor, which can hit everything along the horizontals. So easy to use strike shot and very powerful. I can see why Nau Piro would like her, but we need to see more quests where she is like the best. Alright, and then the last, which I kind of briefly mentioned, is Rickle, Transcendent. Actually, let's do this version, because this is one of my favorite artworks in the game. But yeah, Rickle, she's just there to get her bump combo out. That's the super flare, and then she is a blast type, so big damage there. Also cannot be copied, however, because it is her sub-bump combo. But she does have null abilities, null wind and null block. But yeah, that's just basically to get her into position so you can get her bump combo out. But yeah, super powerful bump combo. No element to the bump combo, so you can use her in any quest. And yeah, goes through blocks, goes through laser barriers, everything. Yeah, I wish I had more than just the one of her. Okay, but that is a look at Nau Piro and Shiro's top 10 list with honorable mentions. I guess it's actually 17 in all. But yeah, next I'll do a personal list of monsters that I like outside of the characters listed here. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.